Welcome back, everybody. For those of you who love to sew or quilt or need working with fabrics and textiles, you're going to love this next story and our next guest. We have Catherine Reinhardt joining us here this morning, an Ames artist, and we're going to be talking about these collective mending sessions, which I think are fabulous. But before we do that, let's just talk about you as an artist and kind of, has the textile medium always been your thing, or?
For a long time, yes. I grew up in Iowa, so I'm from Osceola, Iowa, the Amtrak train depot.
Yes, not far from my place.
Yeah, right. And I went to Iowa State for undergrad, and I studied art and got my BFA, and my background is in fiber and printmaking.
Okay.
I have always loved textiles, and then I went to graduate school at the University of Kansas. They have a great textiles program there, and I got just embedded. And
why did that become a passion, textiles?
You know, I don't know. My family actually are tailors from Germany, and my mom is a quilter, and so I was always surrounded by fabric and textiles, and I did a lot of drawing when I was young. I actually didn't work in fiber art, but then when I got to school and I took a few classes, I said, "Oh wow, you can make art with thread and cloth," and that just and I love the way we're all so familiar with textiles, and it's a really great connection to people who don't know about art or feel uncomfortable going into a gallery. And so I just really love textiles because they connect us with one another, and I don't know.
That's a great story.
There was also an article yesterday that you had shared, and I've read regarding just the power of stitching and kind of that handwork that we all do. Talk a little bit, because I know that plays a big part in these mending sessions that you have put together.
Yeah, and I think, with these mending sessions, stitching, it's been proven that stitching and crochet and these sort of handcrafts are good for mental health. They're good, kind
of calm our brains.
Right, and I've found that when I stitch, it's sort of a meditation, and it allows me to think about these bigger ideas that we just don't give ourselves space to do anymore. It's hard, to think about how we can improve our communities and how we can help others. And I've found that in stitching, I sort of open up a place where I can entertain those bigger ideas about life and our society, and so
it can have a social impact with all of this as well. So let's focus on those collective mending sessions.
Yeah, how are you bringing us together through stitching?
Yes, so I'm bringing people together through stitching around this quilt. So a typical mending session, I have been doing them for about 6 months now, one a month, around Iowa mostly, and focusing in Ames. But people will come and you sit around the quilt, and then I do some basic mending instruction. So I teach you how to care for textiles and then how to do some repairs, and then we just sit and we stitch together. But there's also this element of talking about larger ideas of the one big question I have for the project is, how do we mend our communities? How do we do that with one another? And I found that this project we have some really great questions.
Some great conversations that happen around this project.
And this is one that's ongoing, you can see, because you have your little safety pins still in place. Is this one, I know this is a personal quilt for you, is this one that you've transformed into a new piece, or you're just trying to put it back together of how it was when you were a child?
No, it will be a totally new piece.
I was going to say, it looks like it with the stuff you've added in there, which I love.
All the different hands that have touched it,
that's
and the
amazing.
story that goes into that. Wow, very special.
Yeah, eventually it will be like a fine artwork, so it won't be a usable quilt.
It'll be more of a piece of art.
Transformed. Yeah.
I love that, because I have some quilts because my grandmother was a huge quilter, but they've all over time have kind of come apart a little bit. So I love turning it into something you can still appreciate
and love. You can get some help with that by
and
putting
you can get some help, because girl ain't got no skills when it comes to that. So how can we come together and be a part of this? When is this happening?
Yeah, so I have several events happening. So I'll tell you about the ones this weekend.
Okay.
This weekend on Saturday, I will be having a mending session. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. and it's at the ISU Design on Main Gallery, which is in Ames, Iowa. on our little fantastic Main Street there. All you should come. And then also on Friday you can see my personal tonight. That's true. From 5 to 7, I am having an exhibition of my own work.
Oh, I love that.
Which will include this quilt, so you can come see the rest of my work and this quilt on tonight on Friday, 5 to 7 too. There'll be food, you know, lots of people. It'll be a fun art event.
Yeah.
I'm doing more sessions in February and March. In February, I'm going to be doing one in my hometown.
Osceola, I saw that.
Osceola, Iowa. Nice. That is very exciting.
It's a traveling exhibit.
It is a traveling project. And then in March, I'm going to be doing one session a week in conjunction with this really great exhibition from the Iowa State Museum Collections and the Sloss Women's Center.
Okay.
And it's in conjunction with this exhibition that's called Women Know Stuff Too. And I am very excited. And so this, the mending sessions will be part of their sort of community events. So it's gonna be the exhibition and then a bunch of other events around it, including this one.
I love it.
Yeah,
if people want more details, where should they go?
Okay, well, we have a fantastic website. It's just collectivemendingsessions.com.
Okay.
There it is. It's great, has the schedule, and also on Instagram at collectivemendingsessions.com.
All right, so all over social media.
Yes, love the work. Book signing tomorrow. This is a great book, by the way.
Oh, yes, my friend Kristen.
So very nice.
I just love the idea of mending sessions, not only mending something that can mean something to us, but also mending ourselves and items in our community as well. It's pretty special. So check them out on Facebook, Instagram, but also on the web, and we can all mend things together.
Beautiful.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay